focuses on high-quality merchandise with laid-back sophistication and complements the casual classic American lifestyle. Founded in 1892 in New York by David Abercrombie and Ezra Fitch as an outfitter of sporting and excursion goods, the brand has greatly changed over time. The brand is known for what it is today thanks to previous CEO Michael Jeffries, who, when appointed in 1992, transformed the brand to be aimed at the preppy, athletic, all-American teen with a whiff of sex appeal. Abercrombie & Fitch today describes its retailing niche as an aspirational lifestyle brand aimed towards young men and women who desire to be perceived as cool. Jeffries saw the potential in the early 90s to build a brand to cater to the growing need of the teenage market. Abercrombie & Fitch positioned themselves differently from competitors, and this is all thanks to its effective brand management strategy, which can be analyzed using the marketing 4 Ps.
One of the dominant aspects Abercrombie & Fitch have invested in are the brand's flagship stores. Abercrombie & Fitch uses strong sensory marketing, creating more of an experience for the customer rather than a simple purchasing transaction when entering any of their stores. These include dim lighting, loud music, and a strong signature scent. The long queues and waiting line of the stores adds to the exclusivity, anticipation, and perception of high quality. This increases chances of buying and spending in store due to the sunk cost effect of wanting to be consistent with the time investment spent. Semi-naked male greeters used to be a staple of Abercrombie & Fitch store, but then got rid of these greeters in 2014. Although Abercrombie & Fitch sells clothes, which is ultimately a commodity, they have managed to build a strong brand based on its in-store experience and exclusivity that can justify a higher price. Abercrombie & Fitch's promotion includes aspects such as the distinct shopping bags and print advertising that support the overall positioning. Having a strategy that initiates pleasant stimuli through naked skin, Abercrombie & Fitch aims to catch the attention of customers. Abercrombie & Fitch describes its clothes as being of high quality, casual luxury wear that combines style and elegance with comfort and relaxation. A strong, all-American looking culture is portrayed through the styles. The clothing is priced higher than high street retailers but lower than high-end premium brands, supporting the brand's casual luxury styles. Having price set relatively higher than potential competitors such as H&M and Forever 21 indicates that the brand has clothing of higher quality and adds an element of exclusivity.
Abercrombie & Fitch uses the emotional route to go up the brand equity pyramid, which it uses to build brand equity. It has a high level of brand depth due to effective marketing and historically high quality of their merchandise. At its peak in the 2000s, Abercrombie & Fitch was considered one of the coolest teenage clothing brands. The brand recognition was strong, and many teenagers wore the logo almost like a badge of honor. The Abercrombie concept and store environment could easily be described by any American.
Products of Abercrombie & Fitch are designed to be casual luxury and offer consumers both quality and style. The relatively high price reflects the quality nature of the product, the added value of owning an Abercrombie & Fitch product, and also maintain its exclusive nature. Young, confident, sexy, and athletic were some of Abercrombie & Fitch's main characteristics. The brand reinforced this philosophy in the minds of its customers through emotional and sexually explicit marketing campaigns, as well as a unique in-store experience reflecting the brand's image. Abercrombie & Fitch was one of the first retailers to use sensory marketing through the heavy smell of the in-store, and the atmosphere is created via the upbeat music, dim lighting, and visual representation of the products.
The feeling and judgment aspect has 2 dimensions, feeling from the rational side and judgment from the emotional side. Abercrombie & Fitch successfully assured customers of the brand's quality clothing both via the price and unique in-store experience, building up its credibility. On the other hand, the associations with being preppy, sexy, and athletic generated a sense of coolness in consumers. The brand became essential for cool people to gain social approval, and even carrying an Abercrombie & Fitch bag was cool.
Abercrombie & Fitch's resonance has been achieved by the consistent marketing communications, mainly through the brand's in-store environment. When Abercrombie & Fitch was at their peak, They gained many loyal customers because they wanted to be associated with the brand's high level of exclusivity and its all-American image. A sense of love mark was created, and the brand succeeded in stimulating a significant emotional response during the purchase process.
Abercrombie and Fitch has been consistent in their branding until recently when they dropped the sexy image and blunt logos from all their communication and decided to go with more timeless and plain style. This strategic shift was a result of a decrease in profits and sales for the past few years. Their consistency helped create its brand equity, but it might lack the relevancy of today's changing target as shallow branding no longer works in the teenage market. This and along with other problems sparked the decline of Abercrombie and Fitch era. This will further be explained in due time. Also, previously mentioned brand salience framework explained how Abercrombie and Fitch had built its brand equity, but even established brands should sometimes re-evaluate themselves from the lowest level of brand salience. Adapting to the market is an ongoing process that brands must not forget. To prove that Abercrombie's brand equity is eroding, let's take a look at the brand asset valuator developed by Y&R. Abercrombie and Fitch scores high in brand stature dimension, relying on its past legacy as a recognizable brand. But in terms of brand strength dimension, it is quite weak as it's losing relevance and uniqueness in the market. The brand will continue to erode if it does not differentiate itself and become relevant to the target market. So what are the main problems of Abercrombie and Fitch today? First, conflictual branding or unclear branding. Abercrombie wants to be a premium brand, but there is not much to differentiate its products from the competitors besides the moose logo. This has led people to drop Abercrombie from their consideration set, resulting in an overall lower level of brand equity. Second, Abercrombie and Fitch has failed to change over time. Abercrombie hasn't been able to adjust to new trends and hasn't been able to dictate them since the early 2000s, even though the definition of being cool has changed a lot since then. Teenagers' fashion preferences have changed significantly in recent years, and some new competitors, such as Urban Outfitters, are now the new definition of cool.
European fast fashion brands such as H&M and Zara have changed the face of fashion for teenagers. These brands are able to offer high fashion looks at lower price points, which is proving to be more popular with teenagers today. Abercrombie & Fitch's brand associations are weak, since the associations were heavily bound on a young and hip customer base. However, this customer base is no longer appealed by the brand, which is diluting the brand image. Abercrombie & Fitch has already performed significant changes in their current branding activities to try and re-establish their presence. The following recommendations could be added to support rebranding. The brand could start focusing on their long-term experience and quality of their clothing and consider developing esteem in their knowledge of clothing by proving their industry know-how. The clothes need to respect and follow trends, but not excessively, as they still need to reflect the essence of Abercrombie & Fitch. It is recommended that the brand emphasizes on their heritage and redefines the meaning of being preppy and cool. Abercrombie & Fitch needs to communicate its history and story by explaining the roots of the all-American apparel. To add, expanding the customer base will help the brand increase esteem and relevance. By winning back previous customers and targeting young professionals of 22 to 26 years old, Abercrombie & Fitch will help increase brand preference. This could be done by adapting their ads to capture after-college lifestyle and emphasize on their smart casual products. Currently popular models such as Georgia May Jagger could be used to promote this image to appeal to the target audience expansion. Abercrombie & Fitch lost relevance in the fashion industry because they were not able to uphold what they stand for. But through actively implementing new branding initiatives, the brand should be able to overcome the challenges they currently face and ensure long-term success.